to ElevatePod, where we elevate your mindset, inspire your spirit, and ignite your leadership journey. This podcast is brought to you by Elevate Leadership Services. My name is Pearl.
And I'm Chiwechungu.
We are the co-founders of Elevate Leadership Services and the hosts of ElevatePod. The ElevatePod is dedicated to inspiring and empowering listeners, focusing on minorities and immigrants by offering tools, resources, and pathways to foster personal and professional development.
And today it is actually a very good honor for us to interview Dr. Rohini Deshepande, who is going to be giving us her perspective on the journey that she has taken and the experiences that she has had and the thoughts that she harbors on the healing power of plants. And we're going to be driving into something that is both ancient and deeply relevant to all of us, the healing power that plants have. We should also be reminded that plants remind us that healing is both rooted and patient. It's a quote by an unknown. So Rohini, welcome to ElevatePod, where we will be discussing the topic that is dear to your heart, how these plants heal, or the healing power of the plants. And we know that for centuries, plants have played a vital role in natural medicine, offering a safe and holistic approach to health as well as to our well-being. From a calming herbal teas to potent tinctures, nature provides us with a wide array of therapeutic options that nurture both our bodies as well as our minds. And in this episode, we will be exploring the fascinating topic of horticultural therapy, which is a specialty and for Dr. Deshepande. We are going to hear the stories from the horticultural therapist herself about the incredible benefits that botanical remedies have, and she's going to share her practical tips on how you can incorporate the healing magic of plants into your daily routine. Before we dive into questioning or asking Dr. Deshepande what she can add on to what she does, I would like to give you a brief bio about Rohini Deshepande. She is a certified horticulturist therapist with a doctorate in horticulture from the University of Nebraska. She has worked with adults with intellectual disabilities, seniors with Alzheimer's and dementia, and mental health patients. Rohini is a multi-talented artist and an art teacher who has seamlessly blended her passion for horticultural therapy with her artwork. She's widely honored for her service to seniors during the COVID-19 pandemic. She works with multiple media and gives free online art workshops for kids and adults, and this started during the COVID times. Her oil paintings and the work she has been published in La Resi, she has been honored by the city of San Jose, and these have been exhibited widely in galleries. She's also an author of horticultural therapy book entitled From Garden to Table, Simple Recipes for Herbs and Edible Flowers. I think it's a must-have. A collection of simple recipes created with clients during horticultural therapy sessions. Above all, She's a dear wife to Prasanna and a dear mother of two beautiful ladies, Prajakta and Sujata. To her, family, relatives, friends, and community are very important. Rohini, do you have anything you can add?
Thank you, Jimmy. That's a lot.
All right.
Great. Dr. Deshpande, welcome to ElevatePod. Today, we're here to explore the incredible world of plants, and we will learn about the therapeutic powers. And thank you for choosing to share this information with us today. Throughout history, humans have turned to the green world for solutions to health, wellness, harnessing the natural healing properties found in herbs, roots, flowers, and leaves. Today, we're taking a closer look at how plants are not only a source of nourishment, but also a vital part of holistic healing practices around the globe. So, from food to our tables, to the medicines in our cabinets, to the greenery that calms our spirit, plants are more than a background to our lives. And to help us explore this topic, we are joined by Dr. Rohini Deshpande, someone who has dedicated her work to understanding and sharing how plants bring restoration, not just to the body, but also to the mind and to the spirit. So again, welcome to ElevatePod, Dr. Deshpande. We'll go in straight into our very first question for the day. What first inspired your connection with plants and their healing properties?
Thank you, Pearl. And thank you, Chibwe, for the wonderful introduction. And I would say my father, he brought me into this world of plants. Growing up, I was lucky to live in homes that had plants all around. And we had some farmland also in a small village in that's called Watked in Maharashtra, India. And we would visit Watked regularly during summer vacations. Mostly cotton and pulse farming used to be done at the time. And then there were some mango orchards also that were planted by my grandfather. And so we used to go for summer vacations or wherever we were in our near our houses. We loved being outside. We loved being climbing trees. That used to be our pastime, fun time to play outside. It was to climb trees. And if we were at the village, then we would play on the cotton stacks or eat mangoes. So it used to be a really, really fun vacation, and I have very fond memories of going there. And one time, my dad told me during one of the summer holidays, he didn't. He was like, "You're just sitting idle. You're not doing anything. So do something." I'm like, "What?" So he told me, "Why don't you collect some leaves and flowers and put it make a book out of it?" And I was just in middle school, maybe, sixth, seventh grade or something. And I said, okay. So at the time, we didn't have smartphones to know what these plants are. We just had to rely on whatever you see of you, or if they knew what it is. So I would just collect some leaves. I would collect some flowers and press them and put them in a book and then write the date and everything. And like that, I made several books during summer vacation. So this was my herbariums. That's what he told me. Like, oh, they are making an herbarium. I'm like, okay. So that's how I got uh, into my love of plants. Like always around plants. And some of the houses that we lived also had a large yard. So I saw my parents farming over there. Like it was a small scale, I would say, farming. It wasn't like a large piece of land, but it was large enough to plant some seeds, watch the plants grow and watch all the different kinds of birds come and eat everything, like so it was an experience, and then in the end harvesting everything. So we used to enjoy this activity, doing it with our parents at the time. So, and that's why I said it was a privilege for us that we were living in an urban city, yet we had this piece of land that we could do small scale farming. It's very rare that you get a chance to do something like that. So, uh, so that is how my love for plants has grown since childhood. And as far as the healing properties, I saw that happening growing up all the time. I got a cold, my mom will suddenly, whip up a turmeric milk. Like, have this, you'll feel better with your cold. Or I have a toothache, why don't you put a clove in your mouth, where your tooth is hurting, and it will, stop hurting. Or you have diarrhea, loose motion, have some nutmeg. So there are always some answer to every single thing, that you would come up. And so I used to rely on those remedies. They were just home remedies, but they made me feel better. So I trusted them. So every time I had any issues, I would just ask them, okay, I'm having this. So, oh, they will just tell me. But I doubt the current generation will know these things because, it probably, unless I tell my children, oh, if this happens to you, then you can have this. And I think maybe a little bit I might have passed it on to my daughters. And I hope they will continue thinking like that they can trust these kinds of small remedies, at least for the start. And then if it doesn't go away, of course, there are doctors that you can go to. But at least in the initial process, you can still rely on, you don't have to run to for every single problem to a doctor. Some of the remedies are beneficial even to treat at home. So, yeah, so that is how I got into learning about all these plants and how they can heal you. And and a lot of these medicines that we see are derived from plants too, in a more finer form. What we have is more a crude form, that I would say. But many of these medicines are derived from plant compounds that many of us don't know that are actually coming from plants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The purified ones
yeah,
with carriers.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it was time for me to choose what I wanted to study, I just chose agriculture at the time. And my family helped me decide what to study, because I didn't want to go
Medicine.
into medicine or engineering. And I could not stand the sight of blood. So I'm like, no, 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 I can't do that. I can't be a doctor.
Yeah.
So they helped me figure out. We had some land of our own, so they said, okay, you have. And I had grown up doing all these things with my dad and my family, so it was just natural that I went into agriculture.
Mm. Perfect, perfect. Yeah. I think you didn't want blood, but you went to sap.
Correct.
All right, that's good. Before I asked any question or follow up on that. I just wanted, you talked about mango trees, and I think it took me back home when I used to love climbing mango trees, right? And, mango trees have also the leaves have their own medicinal properties as well. But I think loving mango trees, you used to climb mango trees, right? Any instant you falling off the mango tree once you're trying to pick a fruit, a ripe one? No?
No,
Oh,
no,
good.
actually, you don't actually pick you pick the mangoes, and
Mhm.
then you put it in hay, like you
Uh-huh.
put it in grass, and then you let them ripen outside.
Okay, I've
So the
never.
mangoes, you generally don't let them ripen on the tree itself.
Okay.
Unless you are picking the raw mango, the green raw mango, which are
Mhm.
sour in taste, which some people like to eat with some
Mhm.
salt and some spices. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you make pickle out of those mangoes.
Yeah.
But if you want ripe mangoes, you have to pick them first, let them ripen outside.
I'm
That,
learning.
have you? I don't think anybody had that experience of going into a room that is filled with mangoes. Pick any mango from that pile and just
It's
open it. Open the top and
mhm.
make it softer with your hands
Mhm.
and just drink the juice.
The juice, yeah.
Yeah.
We used to to take the mango and pat it on the ground, and then
Uh-huh.
you start sucking the juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved climbing mangoes trees, but I fell one time when I was younger, trying to reach the sweet, ripe mangoes,
Oh,
and poof, I
Uh-oh.
dropped down and the mango hit me on the back. So I like your way of saying you don't wait for mangoes, you harvest them and ripen them under the hay. It's news to me. I've never heard of that.
mm.
But, I think next time I'll have the hay on the back of my head, my house. Right. So my next question is, I think you've shown us how your parents helped you to cultivate a career, and the career that I know you love, and you're now practicing some of the things that you learned as a child. And now you are a horticultural therapist. So can you maybe help us and help our audience to understand what a horticultural therapist or what horticultural therapy is all about?
Oh, definitely. So whenever it happens all the time, whenever I say horticultural therapy,
Mhm.
they think I am doing some therapy for plants.
Okay.
So they come up to me and they'll say, "Okay, this plant is not doing so well. Can you tell me what I should?" Or so and so, this is drying up, or this has some bugs on it.
Mhm.
And then I have to tell them that I do therapy for people.
Okay.
I
Okay.
do therapy for people using plants. So then they are, okay, now what is that? So that is a totally new area for them. So
Mhm.
then I have to explain what horticultural therapy is.
Mhm.
So essentially, it is evidence-based. So there has been a lot of research that has been done on this therapy, and it uses plants or plant-based products and for improvement of your mental health, physical health, your social well-being, and for sometimes for development of vocational skills as well. So it's very, very hands-on. And sometimes we use plant metaphors to help connect with our what is going on with our own lives. And research has, since I said there's a lot of research that has happened in this field of work. So it shows that horticultural therapy has numerous benefits. It includes reduced stress, reduced anxiety and depression, and improvements in physical and mental health, such as lower blood pressure or increased social interaction. And studies have shown that it has positive impacts across different populations, like the elderly, people with disabilities, or psychiatric patients. So let me walk you through some of the mental and emotional benefits. So first and foremost is the stress and anxiety reduction. So studies have shown that horticultural activities, they decrease stress, they lower the cortisol levels, and they reduce some both sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system activity. So participants feel relaxed, they feel comfortable, they feel cheerful after any horticultural therapy activity. They improve mood. You can significantly reduce depression and improve mood in some of the studies. And some studies they have done on dementia patients also, they have improved mood also. Cognitive function, it improves attention, concentration, and memory. And it can provide a respite from stressful, attention-demanding tasks, and restoring the ability to focus. It helps you step back. It helps you, you're too busy doing things, and it helps you to step back and look at things in a different perspective. Increases self-esteem. Your success with plants can lead to a sense of accomplishment. It increases your self-esteem. It increases your self-empowerment. At the same time, because something succeeds in your life, it always helps you. Even if it is a plant that's growing very nicely for you, it helps, And so it helps with anybody who is recovering from any health conditions or disabilities. It helps them to see that there is some success, and they can relate to their own life and think that, they can be also successful in getting out of this situation. And let me walk you through some physical benefits. So lower blood pressure, activities like, watering plants, just getting out of the house, doing activities in the garden itself can significantly reduce your blood pressure, improves your physical health, that can lower your stress, it can improve your physical flexibilities. You can even, maybe if you are very active in the garden, you could even lose some weight, and that is a possibility. And also increase physical activity, it can improve your balance, it can improve your fine motor skills, your gross motor skills, and then increase your daily vegetable and fruit consumption, because once you are working with plants, and if you are planting vegetables or you are planting fruit trees, you will want to eat all that. So you will want to be curious to know you have planted something. So how do you cook? How do you make recipe out of it? So it increases your consumption of daily vegetables, which is a good source of so many things. It is protein, fiber, and everything, vitamins and minerals and nutrients. You get so many things from vegetables. And lastly, the social benefits and improved social interaction. It doesn't have to be an individual activity always. It can be a group activity. You can have friends over, or in a group session also, it can help increase a sense of community among the patients, among the clients, and you can increase the social interaction, especially in group settings. They don't feel lonely. They feel like they are part of a community. So it's helpful in many, many ways. These are just some benefits I touched, but there are so many more, like food insecurities. You can work with food banks. You can help them help the people coming there to educate them as to how food can be grown. It could be a community garden or any place that is easily accessible to them. Or it could be rehabilitation in prison systems, or trauma recovery. It can be veterans' health. It can be eating disorders. There are many eating disorders, and horticultural therapy can help with those eating disorders as well. Education mainly is what vegetables we are growing, and how we can relate to that, and how we can help our own self doing that. So there are many, many more things in horticultural therapy. I've touched a few things, a few benefits, and but a lot more research is going on in many different areas with different populations as well. And
Wow, thank you. Yeah, I think for me, I just follow up when you talk about what it can do to our health, because it allows you, instead of sitting and having a remote where you're just turning the TV on, you go in the garden, you move, even if it's maybe half a kilometer, not half a, like 50 meters, at least it's that movement that allows the circulation. So thank you for just opening up, because for sure you're right. I think everyone, when I came across this word, I thought, yeah, it's a horticultural therapist with plants as well. So, all right. Okay. Thank you for that
Thank you
explanation.
for that information. Yes. So, for someone who is new to all of this, can you mention at least 3 ways that they can bring the healing of plants into daily life?
Yeah, definitely. First thing is to just be around plants, and it could be a walk to the park, nearest park that is close to your home. If it is not, if you don't have access to a park, or if you are unable to go to a park, you can bring the nature indoors. Maybe you could get a plant from the nursery, or sometimes nowadays you can even order online. You can order online plants, and you can start with one plant instead of getting many more. Just start with one plant and see how the plant is growing. Observe. Observation is the key to it. And does it is it thriving in this windowsill, or is it thriving in the other windowsill? You don't know unless you move the plant from one place to the other. So that is the second one, and the third one is, I think, food related. Sort of, enhance your food with, adding a dash of a pinch of this herb or that herb. You never know how your food is going to taste unless you add a few things here and there. So yeah, those are fun things to do, but very, very easy to do at the same time.
So it seems you have a lot of all these maybe herbs in your garden, and allows you to just go get maybe the rosemary, the thyme, and so you don't
Yeah,
depend on most of the dry one. You depend on the fresh ones, or you
yeah.
use a combination of both.
Mostly I use the fresh. I just go out and pick some and put it right away.
Oh, perfect, perfect. All right. Okay. I think
And I
one
want
other,
to tell you about my horticultural therapy, like
yes.
just how I got into it, sort of.
Uh-huh. We want to find, there's
Yeah.
a question
It
coming.
was
How you?
very interesting because I had a huge gap in work. So I was wanted to go back, but didn't know how to go back.
Mhm.
At the point, I had started teaching a little bit of art classes, but
Mhm.
I thought maybe I could do something else. But then I thought, okay, let me just Google. I think Google came to my aid this time. So I Googled art and horticulture,
Mhm.
and horticultural therapy showed up
Oh.
as one of the search results.
Mhm.
And I was very surprised. I said, what is this horticultural therapy? I had never heard about this. So then I looked into it, and I found that there are schools that teach horticultural therapy. So went back to school and did all that coursework, did some psychology coursework, and then they also required 480 hours of internship, the American Horticultural Therapy Association.
Mhm.
So did that so to become a certified horticultural therapist. But yeah, who knew if that searching for art and horticulture will lead me to horticultural therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so it was interesting how I got into that.
Yeah. And it's very good because your PhD is in horticulture, and you have the art, and I think you combined all these, so I think I think for you it become now it's more of a natural thing. And maybe looking at the history that you gave us about working with your dad, and the use of all these herbs to really cure you, thyme, or what did you say you put on your foot? Is it the clove, so that your tooth is not painful instead of going to get the ibuprofen, right? so, so yes, so I think it's a good blend because you understand the plants, and now it's just how do you use it to heal, to change people's mindsets. So
Yeah,
that's
it gave me a different, also in terms of doing my sessions, gave
mhm,
me a different perspective as well, because now I can combine my art skills and horticultural therapy. And it gives a more comprehensive session to the clients.
And more recently, you wrote, you are the author of a book on plants.
Yeah.
And I have it on my Kindle. Yeah. So, what can you tell the audience about the book? And what are some of the lessons that non-plants with remarkable healing properties can do for them? Maybe you can give us maybe a couple of plants that are actually around our homes, right? Or outside in the gardens, but more about your book, if you can tell us about your book as well.
Sure. So as I was doing the internship, I was working with these clients. These are adults with intellectual disabilities. And so this book is based on all the recipes I did with them. So every 1 month we would have some food session. And whatever we were growing in the garden there, we would harvest that. And there is nothing in comparison to fresh harvested food and you make a recipe right away. That taste is, you can't compare that taste to anything. So so they always loved, and they would always tell me, the staff will tell me, we buy these things sometimes, but we don't know what to do with it, so, but these things are so simple. Everything is very simple. I said, yeah, miss, it does not need to be complicated. It does, as long as you get the flavor, because the fresh food brings its own flavor to the table. Because it's freshly ripened on the plant, and so it is very tasty. So see, recipes are very simple. They are step-by-step directions on all of that. And the book also has some benefits of some of the herbs and the edible flowers. And that was also interesting because I would tell the clients to pick some edible flowers. I said, we are going to put it in the food. And they looked at me and like, yeah, we are going to, even it's going to look beautiful, when you put these flowers on your sandwich. And they were not so sure, but then they did not say no to that either. So they would decorate their sandwiches with these beautiful flowers. And they ate it also. And it's not like all the edible flowers have a very strong taste. Some of them don't have very strong taste. Like violas don't have a very strong flavor to it, but they are all rich in other antioxidants and other compounds. So, but nasturtiums, have a peppery taste, which can stay in your mouth for a while. And so that also helped them realize that there some flowers can have some taste. And herbs, it was always a very beautiful, I would say, sensory experience, because when you are harvesting herbs, you are touching the herb, you are getting that aroma on your fingers, you are getting it in your nose, you're smelling those aromas. And it's very helpful for you, like if you are doing that for and you're smelling that, and that is a different experience when you're smelling something, that aroma of that especially lavender. If you're harvesting lavender, it calms you down. So we had all these herbs over there, and we would harvest them, and we would put it in simple things that we would do. If we made a salad, we would put all these herbs in it. And sometimes we dried those herbs and they would put them in their recipes. So like that, we would make recipes. And there were sometimes some clients who would not want to eat what they made, but they still made it. It's like it's still a party activity that somebody participates in. And those things don't happen anymore, where people in a group make something together. It used to be happening in big families. When we had families, people all came together and made food as a community. But it doesn't happen anymore like that. So for them, it was a social, interactive activity where they interacted with each other, and they made that recipe. And if they did not want to eat it, then the option was to take it to the manager or whoever in the staff and give it to them. And they would proudly go with their plate and see, I made this for you, like so. So there was that sense of accomplishment, making something from start to finish, seeing a plant grow from start to finish, harvesting. So all those things add a lot to their cognitive, to their physical, to their mental health, everything. So it's a complete process that happens.
Thank you.
Wow.
And as far as some, like you asked for the flowers, some benefits, you pass by roses probably every time.
I have them all along
Oh,
my yard here.
yeah, or every neighborhood has plenty of roses. But rose petals are edible
Okay.
if you are not spraying them with any,
Yeah, insecticide or pesticides.
then they are edible. Rose petals are edible. And they have good, they are used in aromatherapy. They're rich in antioxidants. They're anti-inflammatory. They have vitamins A, B, C, D, and E. So many vitamins are there. But they are all around you.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But they are edible. Rose hips are edible. Rose hips, the tea is edible as well. You can make rose water from rose petals. Fresh rose water you can make and add to your recipes, or it's good for your skin,
Okay.
rose water. Then not so common, calendula flowers. You may not see it that commonly, but they are have a lot of antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory properties, and you find them in cosmetics as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's sometimes we don't use what we have. I drank the first time I drank hibiscus juice was I was in Mexico, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So I think I need to have. I said I can take those flowers and make juice or tea, right? It's just a matter of boiling them and okay. So yeah, thank you. But I loved reading part of your book because now I can go to and say, hey, if I have a pen here, what do I take? Because at least it gives you a descriptive of what those herbs are for as well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I can't wait to get the book. It did mention communities there. So my next question is, how can the plant-based healing connect communities or support cultural heritage? And in what ways do you see the plant-based healing shaping the future of healthcare?
Yeah. So basically a plant needs light, they need water, they need soil to survive. And so we can draw many parallels with our lives as well. As humans, we also need our own things to thrive, to serve, to be successful in our day-to-day lives. And sometimes we have to transplant plants. And how do the plants cope with that change of environment? So humans, we are all come from different backgrounds and different cultures, different traditions, different challenges in our lives. And how do we thrive? We also need the similar optimal conditions to thrive. And so horticultural therapy here, it can improve that social interaction. It can build a sense of community and increase social interaction among groups. It increases engagement, and it is for everybody, all ages. There is no discrimination there. Nobody can tell you that you can't plant this seed or you cannot plant this. Each and everybody has the freedom to plant anything they want. So there's no discrimination over here. It is a non-discriminatory, non-threatening way of uh, growing plants. And it allows people from all ages, all backgrounds, and abilities to engage with others, and we can find success. I can give you an example. Let's take a very simple example of beans. Now, if I say beans and I'm in a group, now beans come in different sizes, they come in different shapes, different colors, and it's a diverse group, and there will be people from different parts of the world, from different backgrounds, but it can relate to somebody. Like somebody might say, oh, I know hummus, or I know chole, or I know mung bean sprouts, I know chili, I know burritos, I know. There's so many ways beans are eaten in different parts of the world. And it is, that's why everyone feels included in that setting. And that leads to a dialogue. It leads to a dialogue. It leads to an exchange of recipes, or ideas. And when we do that, then it leads to empathy. It leads to respect for each other. And that's how an understanding for each other. And it helps not only at that individual level, but it helps at the group level, at the community level. Where as a community, then we grow. Then we are not individuals, two separate individuals. Now we have learned about each other. We learn to trust each other. We learn to respect each other. And that's how we develop that sense of community among each other. In terms of future healthcare, some doctors are now prescribing nature. So it is nothing but going out, being outside. It's not just us. We can't say it's kids only who are in front of the screen. It's everybody who is in front of the screen. Kids, youth, adults, everybody is in front of the screen. We are living a sedentary lifestyle, and the only way to help is to be outside, be around nature, because it helps us to focus. It helps us to take a different perspective.
Yeah, yeah. And I think for me, I hope the hospitals, I don't know whether they are actually having gardens, especially for patients, if they can have gardens that can allow others to just go and look at what those gardens can do for them. I think this is going to be more helpful. What I've seen, many of us have forgotten what value actually just the plants that are around our houses have for us, or what they can do for us. I think in the beginning you mentioned we are always, when I have the pain, you know where I rush? Where's Tylenol? Instead of saying, oh my God, I have maybe garlic, or I have this, I think it can do this, right? The best thing is to the something which will just stop my pain like that. Yeah, so yeah. So time is an essence, but for me, what I see is I see your passion for plants. And Baba, I think you did a good job to introduce this lady, because I think you're passionate about it. But your work with people who are with disability, to just bring them, because it's allowing them to have that, either it's mobility or anything, but allowing them to realize what they can do with plants and what nature can do to them. I think it's also not only for them, but even for us. We can say disability for those, but it's also for us, the TVs are enabling us that we are not actually remaining healthy, because we are focused. When I come back from work, all I do is sit and just click the TV. And next time I see myself is what? I'm not well, right? I see that what you're talking about, go in your garden, look at what you have, harvest some teas and harvest some hibiscus flowers. Your roses are in front of you. Don't spray chemicals, use them. So yeah, so that's good. So do you have the last question, Inoge, for Rohini?
Yes, I do. So if you could just share, if someone could walk away with just one lesson from this conversation on plants and horticulture therapy, what would you want that to be?
So nature gives us many, many opportunities and examples to learn, to grow, to respect each other, and to live in harmony. So if you see a dandelion growing between concrete, admire its resilience, its will to survive in the least optimal condition.
Wow. So the plants teaches us resilience.
Yes.
Sometimes we don't look at it like that. So what you're saying is even for us, if plants can thrive, we can also do the same.
Yes, we can try.
Huh. Thank you for tying horticultural therapy to us. That's very good.
Wonderful.
That's wonderful way of parting, a good parting word, simple and very straightforward. So, Rohini, I wish we had all the time in the world to just continue on this. But however, before you go, I think, where can people find your book?
It's available on Amazon.
All right.
Yeah.
And the book title, if you can repeat it?
Yeah. It's Garden to Table, Simple Recipes with Herbs and Edible Flowers.
Perfect. Yeah. I wish I haven't opened it. I wish I've opened it. I could have shared so that people see it, but I have it. I was perusing it this morning, and the recipes are very colorful, very fascinating, but the information is really very good. Yeah. So, as we have learned today, plants don't just sit in the ground silently in the background or in our lives. Plants breathe with us, plants feed us, plants heal us, and plants teach us to be patient and to be resilient, just like the example or the parting words that Rohini said regarding the dandelion. I want to leave you with this thought: nature itself is the best physician, said Hippocrates centuries ago. And perhaps today, that wisdom is actually equally, if not very important than ever, because we can use nature to unglue us from the gadgets that are with us 24/7. Thank you so much, Dr. Deshpande, for sharing your knowledge and your heartfelt passion with the work that you're doing and the work that I know you continue to do and what you're doing in the communities that you live with or you're supporting. And to our listeners, you may look at the plants around you, in your kitchen, in your garden, or even that little potted plant on your desk. I hope you have a lot of appreciation with that, and maybe so find something you can do with it in the kitchen. Until the next time, please stay rooted, stay growing, and keep healing using the plant-based material. Thank you, Dr. Deshpande.
Thank you, Chibwe. Thank you, Pearl.
And thank you again to everyone. Today we explored the topic of the healing powers of plants, how they restore our bodies, calm our minds, and nurture our spirits. As we have learned today, healing doesn't always happen in hospitals or clinics. Sometimes it happens with our hands in the soil, like we have learned, under the sun, surrounded by life that reminds us to grow, to adapt, and to bloom again. May we all find small ways to reconnect with nature, to plant a seed, to nurture it, and to let it nature us in return. Remember, growth takes time, and healing is a garden that is tended to daily. So tune in and be inspired to see the greenery around you in a whole new way. We hope to see you on our next episode. Thank you for joining us. on this journey to elevate and inspire